Hey everybody, Fifth Horseman here, playing more Kerbal Space Program, and we are getting close to Duna. We are 50 days out from Duna. Our third 10 trainer, which I've made into a base by putting a talking port on it to satisfy a landed on Minmus base contract just for showing up with a docking port instead of not having one. And while I was doing all this, the thing I was building, I don't remember what it was. It was the thing that I'm going to send up into orbit. So I'm going to finalize this here, and I wanted you to see it, just because that's why we're here, right? If you look over here, I've got the stakes here. I've never done this before, so this is new for me and you. I actually have two stakes, and it should appear somewhere right in between. Should is the word here. So let's go ahead and finalize this build now. Da-da! Oh my god, it's balanced on its engine, and we need to get somebody out there. Moose, actually, you know what? It has a probe. It doesn't have a probe. Come on. It's falling over. Luckily, we're on Minmus. That's a problem, though, that I'm going to have to remember next time. Don't break your solar panels. Okay, it did not break its solar panels. Whew. Okay. I don't know. Let's see. Moose already got out. Oh, wait. No. Moose got out. Let's go to bat mode. I want to see who is who, because we obviously need a pilot. Sinner's Creed is the pilot. So, Moose climb. Let's see. Moose, hop on out. And then Sinner's Creed, you hop on out. Your skills are required here. Hopefully this thing has enough torque in it to be writable on Minmus. I by no means think that's the case. Yeah, it has like no torque. So we're going to have to fix that. We have ways. It's just annoying. I'll deal with this later. I kind of wanted to make Duna the main event today, but this came up first. This is what's going to be in orbit, though. This is the first step of what's in orbit. It's got enough to hold some rocket parts here, and then we can recycle things. I think we need something. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I think we need to be able to store scrap metal, because I think that's what gets recycled. But you go ahead and head back into the machine here. Fall on your face. There you go. But yeah, that's just the first step. Like we're gonna be sending stuff up there, and then we're gonna do a lot of building of big spaceships and stuff in orbit. That's kind of the point of that. Okay, and the main event is here. Everybody's home. At least everybody on those 10 trainers is home. And we're just going to get these guys to Duna. It's funny, the satellite is behind the main ship, but it's going to get there first by 5 days. Orbital mechanics is crazy. And there we are. Okay, so let's go to Duna here. Now, currently, if we do this, we'll crash and die. So this is what we would call bad. So let's set up a maneuver here. Let's get ourselves out of Duna's atmosphere, or at least to the point where we're aerobraking instead of crashing and dying. And sadly, this thing doesn't go far enough to tell us what's going to happen. Whoa, this guy needs to be thrust limited. I don't know why it's not showing me. We basically want something along those lines, actually. There. That's why was that so hard? Okay, where is our thing here? Okay, let's turn off planet-based and actually look at what that orbit's going to do. Okay, so this is what would happen if I just did a aerobraking. Right now, like this. Now, if I go out just a tiny bit, it's crazy how much it affects. And what if I burn south here? Now, is this gonna figure it out now if I drop a maneuver node here and I go south, yes, okay, it's technically, no, see, it's not figuring it out. So I think I'm just going to do this arrow braking. This guy has plenty of delta V. If you look here, he's got 1,300 delta V. I think that's probably enough to do this without even arrow braking, but we're going to arrow brake because I like to. Our first ship to Duna in this series. I've gone to Duna many times in many series. We're not going to bother doing the reading here. I guess we can. Nah, I'm not going to bother with the temperature scans. I'm just going to let this happen. You got to take those screenshots when you get them. Okay. Oh, look at that. We got an encounter with Mike. No, not with Mike. With Ike. And yeah, we have left the atmosphere. Is that correct? Yeah, we have left the atmosphere. So, this is actually kind of cool. We should be able to use this if we're smart. Turn trajectories off. If we're smart, which I'm not suggesting I am. But if we do this correctly, we can use Ike to align our orbits. Wow, that's about as good as you can expect it to be, really. It's a lot better than I was expecting it to be. I think I'm gonna burn right now though, because yeah, we gotta unthrust limit our engine too. Although I think I'm gonna keep it fairly thrust limited, like around 2/3 or 1/3, I mean. I'm going to actually turn this off. We're just going to do this by eye. Yep, and that's too much. So let's slow down. Perfect. Our apoapsis is roughly at the thing's apoapsis. And our descending node is going to be right around here. So right after we get out of Ike's sphere of influence, if we do like this, and speed up a little bit to get our apoapsis back out here, that will allow us to touch that, which will be perfect. But that's 2 days from now. Let me go back in orbit. That's still an Ike sphere of influence. There, that's what I want. That's when I want to do that. And it still gets me pretty much where I want to be. So we're going into Ike sphere of influence. In 2 hours, we're getting out. In 4 hours, so we might actually complete this contract before the Karbonite base gets in here. I don't know that for a fact, but we'll find out. Okay, looks like we might have a problem with the sun. Hopefully not. Where's Ike? There you are. Okay, we're going to close this alarm. We're still aimed at the maneuver node. Now we are going to do it. Watching the orbit more than the marker here. That's perfect. Now, at this apoapsis, all we should have to do is burn ourselves out. Like, yeah. Looks like we need a little radial. Bring it back. A little more prograde. And if that doesn't complete the contract, I will be shocked. Okay, and we have a maneuver node set up for this guy. And I don't know exactly what it's for, because I did it like weeks ago. But let's see here. Let's go ahead and turn on trajectories. Yes, like before, it doesn't actually help. So, I'm just going to do this maneuver node now, because it'll be cheaper now. So let's aim ourselves radially inward. I forgot this guy has much worse control than the satellite does. Now, we've only got 349 meters per second. So while the probe has all the time in the world and it can futz around. We don't really have that luxury. We have to use this aerobraking to get us into orbit and then use a tiny bit of fuel to get us into a stable orbit and then get this guy situated so he can land. And here's the thing. This guy doesn't have any propulsion on him. So we're going to have to use the claw ship here to thrust this guy, to get this guy thrusted so that he is going to he's going to be able to come in and land on his parachutes. And then if we lose this thing, we lose it. I'm not going to cry over this thing being crashed. He's not necessary, and we're eventually going to have an extraplanetary launch pad base up here anyway, so. Okay, now we are going to slowly burn this thing, because not only do we want fine control, but this thing, if I remember correctly, does not handle the best. Turn trajectories on. Okay, and again, we don't know what's going to happen. But we can guess that that's not enough based on what happened to the probe. There we go. That's actually really good. That's almost exactly what we want. And then out here at our apoapsis, we'll be able to burn up to raise this, and then we can at our leisure deal with anything else we're doing. And actually, I just realized I want to pull my solar panels in, which makes that backspace nice. Everybody is stowed. What do we get here? We're not doing an EVA report. We're just going to do a crew report. We're going to collect all the data into here, I think. Auto collect is true. All data is going into the cupola here. The reason being that I want to. I need that. Whoa, okay, we're in orbit. Let's go ahead and do another crew report. We'll deal with the EVA report later. We're getting crew reports possibly over biomes. I should probably read these things. The best thing that could happen right now is for Ike to rise, but I don't think that's going to happen. Oh, look at that. And then it happens. Another nice thing about the trajectories mod is you can actually just use it to figure out when you're out of the atmosphere. So you don't have to memorize on these worlds where the end of the atmosphere is. You just wait for yourself to be out of the red line. Orbit! And that's going to take 23 of our 331 meters per second. As I said on launch, we got plenty. Okay, and we can do an EVA report now. Okay, we should be out of the atmosphere. Yes, we are. Are we? No. It's a little bit more. Okay. All I care about is getting out of the atmosphere. The rest of this can be done not out of the atmosphere. Turning on RCS, and I'm slowing myself down until we touch atmosphere. There we go. Now we're officially in the atmosphere. So now if I go spacebar for this thing, then now this thing I can delete when I feel like it, because if we look at it, it's going into the atmosphere. Okay, he's back up above the atmosphere. Now this guy, not this guy, this guy, he only has RCS fuel. He has no liquid fuel. I could have put some monoprop in here, but I honestly don't think I need it. What we need to do with this guy, we need to bring up our resource map. Resource options. Yeah, ore is the only thing we care about. On, let's say, a logarithmic scale. I don't know what is good or bad with that. So the 5% ore thing tells us that it's different than it looked before. And I know not why. Yeah, where was that nice ore deposit in the canyon that I saw last time I looked here? I guess it's not there anymore. Let's change this to 4% and see what that does for us. That shows us more. This is kind of in a canyon. With my parachute option, I don't think that we can land not in a canyon. I mean, if we have to take one of these 1%ers or something like that, I'll do it. And then we can always do this and then drive it up here or something crazy like that. This is 4%. Okay, this is where we're going. So now we need to figure out how to get there. Let's turn trajectories on into fixed planet mode, which everybody likes because it makes spirals. And it's a very small deposit that's in the 4%. But we could drive to it, ideally. Speaking of that, I just realized... Okay, Sparty Loha's an engineer, and Shiva is a scientist. Shiva, you are not going down to the surface. Sparty Loha's going by himself, and I'm going to tell you right now, the reason for this is because I am not 100% sure that the ship's going to land. That is correct. I am not 100% sure that the ship's going to land, which means that you could die. But if you do land, I wanted to be an engineer so that he can... let's see, I don't know actually where anybody is. I want to be an engineer so if the tires break, he can fix them. That's the goal with that. Because it would suck to have a tire break and then have a scientist or a pilot down there. And we don't need a pilot because we're not actually flying that thing. It is dropping. Okay, now you should be able to get in there. Sweet. Okay, now back to the car. Is that the car? Yes, this is the car. Okay, let's turn RCS off because we don't want to waste it all. Let's rotate this guy so he is facing retrograde. And now let's play with maneuver nodes. We want to come down. See, I just don't know if we have the RCS for this, is the problem. That's kind of what we're looking at. See, 200 meters per second. Do I have enough monoprop for 200 meters per second? There's really no way to know without doing it. So I'm actually going to do this. We're going to hit F5. This is okay to test. I have no... Yeah, it says quick saving behind that. Okay, and then we are going to turn on the monoprop and go backwards. No, we're going to go forwards. I was expecting to have more oomph. I don't know why I was expecting to have more oomph from 8. Looks like we do have plenty of monoprop for this. It's just not very efficient. And we might lose the claw like I expected we would. Because it's more important that we hit the canyon than that we hit the deposit. Because hitting the deposit is going to save us from driving. Hitting the canyon is going to save us from dying. And I think that's the best we could do. And yeah, this claw thing's going to die. And that's the best we could do. Yeah, we're not going to bother with an EVA report in the atmosphere. Okay, we're going to turn off the thing here. We're going to slow down. We are coming in. We are going to turn these up to 8. So they pump into this. Just so we have some. Might as well. Then we're going to ditch this thing. And then I just remember this guy has no authority. This guy has no control authority. So, Sparty, I hope you're excited. Let's go ahead and hit backspace and get our solar panels in. Oh boy, backspace is not bringing the solar panels in. Why is... Okay. Something is wrong with the computer here. I'm going to make a quick save, and then I'm going to restore from it. And they're still not pulling in. Yeah, without solar panels, this guy is going to be dead on the ground. So I have to go back to my other quick save, which I just overwrote by hitting F5 instead of F9. Mistakes were made. I'm going to hit the parachutes at least. Okay, there is something seriously wrong. I'm going to reload the game. This is not acceptable to me. Okay, here's the moment of truth. I'm selecting this quick save. Yeah, we can't do anything. Can you go EVA at least? Yes. Can you bring in these solar panels? Yes, you can. I cannot believe I'm doing this. Retract. Now, you can't, though, reach the parachutes. And I can't trigger them. I don't know why I can't trigger them. Ah. Yeah, see, that's no good. No good. The ship is gone. You're dead. Okay. I'm gonna have to find which quick save is the last one from Kerbal Alarm Clock here. Okay, it is currently the one from before this was 45 minutes or half an hour before. Yeah, it's the satellite. Before the satellite went into Duna's sphere of influence. I hate this game. I'm going to stop playing. I'm going to do all this again. And then I'm not going to detach the claw from the ship until I've deployed the parachutes. Because apparently you'd need a probe core in order to deploy parachutes, even if there's somebody in a cupola. Okay, I am back. I had a pair of epiphanies. The first being that I know why the ship isn't working. And that is because Sparty Loha is in the wrong place. The cupola will work. Haha! If someone is in it. After rage quitting, I tried this, or I sat down, I actually kind of laid down and was very mad that the game hated me, etc., etc., etc. And then I'm like, wait a minute. When I got him out to close these things manually, he was in the wrong place. So that was it. That was all we had to do. The second epiphany I had, I can't show it to you right now because it involves map mode, and the last thing I want to do is go into map mode at this exact moment. I'm going to hit the chutes, though, now, and they didn't come out. They are all tweaked to the lowest minimum pressure, which is important. This is what I don't know if it's going to work or not. And if it doesn't, Sparty Loha is a dead man. We are not doing an EVA report this low in the atmosphere. There we go. We've got our chutes out. They will ideally slow us down to a crawl. I didn't mean to bring this waypoint thing out. They will ideally slow us down, not to a crawl per se, but to less than 10 meters per second by the time we land in this little area here. Sadly, our little guy down there is going to crash and die, but he'll give us a hint as to how high we are. Although we could also bring the engineer out, which I think is a very smart thing. We are... it doesn't have our altitude. There we go. Okay, that thing just blew up. We are slowing down very nicely. We are going 12 meters per second. A little bit faster than I want to. But this is not ship-destroying speed here. I'm going to rotate this guy just a little bit so he lands as flat as possible. And all four wheels died. But the ship is down, and Sparty Loha is good. Let's go ahead and take that crew report. Let's go ahead and take that EVA report, like you deserve to do. And while you're out here, how about we take care of business here? And how do we... Let's see. You can fly on Duna. Why doesn't it let me click on the wheel? Oh, repair wheel. There we go. Crew member has insufficient engineer skill level. He must be a level 3. Oh, Sparty Loha. Sparty Loha, you are level 2. You cannot fix your wheels. Well, I guess we're not driving anywhere. Well, that's where the second thing comes up. The second epiphany I had while moping about the fact that everything was broken. I'm looking at an ore map. This is not an ore driller. This is a carbonite driller. So we want ore to be at 0 and carbonite to be at 5. We want to uncheck ore and check carbonite. And luckily for us, we are in a nice fat 6.8% area for carbonite. So you can't fix your wheels, but guess what? You don't need to. Let's go ahead and get you back in your... Let's get this guy going. Let's go ahead and deploy our drill. Oh, let's deploy our solar panels. Let's start the carbonite drill. Then let's start LFO conversion. And I didn't bring the monoprop thing, didn't I? I thought for sure. Oh, wait, yeah, I did. It's right here. Start monopropellant. And we are good. We should be creating monopropellant, and we are creating electric charge. We are not creating carbonite. We are not creating liquid fuel or oxidizer. All we are creating is monopropellant at a very slow rate, but that is perfectly fine because we have years before anybody's going to need this. And so that's it as far as he's concerned. Sparty, let's check out your IVA. Oh, look at this. Looks like you could drive forever, but we both know that you can't because you're stuck. You're trapped where you are until somebody comes down who can fix your wheels. Now, we can drop these now because we're never going to land this ever again. Because there's not going to be an extraplanetary launch pads area here, like I'm not going to be drilling here, I'm probably just going to delete these and pretend that they're just not here. What I wonder is, with the brakes off... Can I actually drive this thing? The answer is no. The next thing we need to worry about, might as well tell you what, for the coup de grace here, let's go ahead and take care of our satellite. And we're going to do the burn. And I bet you anything, we've already got the contract. Or, oh wait, we got our Duna base contract, which is awesome. Let's see. We haven't gotten this contract yet. Orbital station, carbonite, satellite is reach the designated orbit around Duna. Well, let's go ahead and kill this. Let's turn trajectories off so we can actually see what we're doing. We need to burn it a little more prograde. There we go. Designated orbit, maintain stability for 10 seconds, and then we will complete yet another contract. This contract, oh, explore Duna. Transmit or recover scientific data from space around Duna has been complete. Okay. This satellite has now been complete, so let's go ahead and delete these two. Yeah, we need to transmit or recover scientific data from the surface of Duna to complete that contract. So you know what? We might as well do that while we're here. Because he has that crew report. Let's see. Oh, wait, we got more. Explore Duna, transmit or recover scientific data from space around Duna. Extract 750 units of carbonite from Duna. Sweet. Okay, now let's go ahead and review your stored data. And then we're going to transmit, keep this, and transmit this. And then boom, we got 2 more contracts. And then this one is Explore Duna. We have explored Duna successfully. We do have one more thing to do, and that's to send the lander down. We have not yet tested the lander. And in the lander is TMS. Oh, wait, we just got another contract. Explore Duna. Oh, we got the Explore Duna contract. That's kind of weird that it came up then. Let's see. TMS, you are the pilot. Then we are going to undock here. Okay, you still have authority, which is nice. We're going to hit backspace to open up your solar panels. Then we are going to, actually, let's back away a little bit. And then hit backspace to open up your solar panels. You have as much fuel as you can get in your little thing here. We are going to turn you retrograde. You have no control authority whatsoever. Oh, I need to turn torque on. That's why. Because I turned torque off because reasons. There we go. Now you have control authority. Now we need to set up a maneuver node on this place here to eventually land on this base. However, I want to do it in the light. I think that's a smart thing to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually plan it right here. Let's see what this will take. And we need trajectories back on. How much is this going to take to come down over here? Like as the sun is rising. That's going to take 36 meters per second, which, when it comes down to it, is not a big deal. Why are you spinning so much? Let's turn your computer back on. Okay. 36 meters per second, you have 857, so obviously that's going to be okay. Now, we just need to increase the number of orbits that this is going to take place in here until that comes up to here. Because we actually want to come down on the base, but in the light. That's basically what I'm doing. And obviously we need to go normal plus, probably by a lot. Okay, as expected, the sun is rising at our little base here, so it will be daytime when the other ship comes. We also need to turn this guy's engine back on. Yes, we do. This is a crazy powerful engine for what we're doing, but that's okay. We also probably want to bring the solar panels back in. He does have a couple other solar panels, just to make sure. And you know what? I don't think I ever set these up on an action group. That could be a problem. We'll find that out when we're in the atmosphere. Okay, so this burn is going to take like a second. Okay, let's see what that looks like. That looks pretty good, although I want to go forward just a little bit. And that should get us perfectly set up to come right over the base. And I'm going to try all the action groups except for backspace. Although, no, maybe I have brakes set up to do that. I seem to remember setting up brakes as an action group on something. And it seems reasonable that it would be for this. Okay, as soon as we get over this lump here, this lump being this thing right here, I'm going to hit the chutes, and I'm going to try to hit the chutes by hitting the brake key, the letter B. Although, you know what? I hit B before, and it made the noise. So yes, these are actually already enabled, which kind of sucks. We're going to take a crew report here, but again, we are not going to take an EVA report. I hope the parachutes trigger. We need to go a little bit north. Things are looking pretty good, though. Moderately happy with our progress here. Looks like actually I went a little too far north. I just hit B, and the parachutes triggered. I don't know if the parachutes just triggered because they happen to have the exact right timing or not. But I never hit the space bar, which is the important thing. That means that B does work to trigger them. Okay, turning off the computer. We are just coming in, letting it do what it wants. Except I am going to slow down here. Whoops. Let's get it going this way. Should probably have the computer back on. Using the main engines to guide us in while the parachutes keep us going slow. Okay, let's turn that off. Let him right himself here. We are almost out of fuel. The parachutes don't do as much as I was hoping they would. But the ship has landed, and I don't think I broke anything. TMS turbine boarded, lander can. Okay, that's obviously, that doesn't matter. Okay, well, we are obviously too far from the base, so we'll have to work on that. I am going to hit F5 here, because this little fiddly stuff I am willing to, I'm willing to resave. But what we're going to do here is we've got 171 meters per second. Let's see. We need to go... What am I doing? Okay, the base is kind of this way on the nav ball. There we go. Oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. This is why I'm willing to reload if things go south, because things always go south. Yeah, I'm going to reload. Okay, we're going to try this again. Now, the base is over here. It is to the left. So we are going to bring up the vertical velocity. We are going to go +1, and then 0, and then go to the left. And then go back as well. And then go back upright. We're just going to coast ourselves over to the base using a surprisingly small amount of fuel. Ugh. Oh, all that, and then you fall over. Okay, last try, last try. Okay, we are going to vertical velocity. We are going to +1, and then 0, and then lean towards the base, and lean back instead of forward like I always do. We're going to get this set up to that it's going towards the base. Then we're going to get back right side up. We're going to slow down and land. Okay, now we're going to do this one more time, just a smaller hop. Nice, nice. Trying to get within 20 meters of the base. There we go. Nicely done. And we still have 1.03 liters of fuel left in the tank. So yeah, if this guy comes down with a full tank and I land within a kilometer or two, we should be good to go. Okay. And he doesn't need any of this monoprop. He can come down empty monoprop. So this thing should have pump level of 7, so he can get pumped up, but then he's going to dump out in there. And we're going to set auto pump and balance. Okay, well, let's get these guys hooked up. Now, we should be filling this up. We are with monoprop. I think I'm going to turn the monoprop converter off for the time being. And the LFO is running. But we're getting Karbonite and not LFO. Oh, that's right. I needed to hook up the pipes. Sparty, you are the guy. Get out there. And now we should be converting LFO. We are still not converting LFO. Oh, that's right. We need to pump here. I don't remember which side you have to pump from. There we go. Now we're pumping. Now we're making fuel. Now we're cooking with gas. And now these guys are set to balance with each other, so they're both going to start filling up. Although they won't, because they're transferring their fuel right into him, and they're not doing that either. Oh, no, they're transferring it right into him, and he is rising up. So we have successfully set up drilling operations on Duna with a few mishaps. I hope you enjoyed watching this. I definitely enjoyed doing it. I am Fifth Horseman, and I will, as always, talk at you later.